Hello and good day to everyone. By the way, it's Jaya, the first reporter from the group, and to be followed by Vernal, Vinvenido, and last Christine. So this time we're going to talk about the woman in Rizal's life. So in this lesson, you will be able to identify the various women of Rizal and how they met and ended. So there were at least 9 women linked with Rizal, namely Segunda Katigbak, Leonor Valenzuela, Leonor Rivera, Consuelo Ortiga, Usisan, Gertrude Beckett, Nelly Vosted, Suzanne Jacobi, and the last is Josephine Bracken. So first is Segunda Katigbak. Segunda Katigbak was his puppy love. Segunda was the sister of Mariano Katigbak, Rizal's friend and classmate. She studied in La Concordia College where Rizal's sisters Olympia also studied. So Segunda was a friend Jose's sister Olympia. Through Olympia, Jose and Segunda became intimately close, leading Jose to regularly visit Segunda's dormitory. Sadly, the relationship was hopeless right from the very start because Segunda was already set to marry a fellow townsman in Batangas, which is Manuela Luz. Among Rizal's long list of ex-lover is Leonor, or also called Urang Valenzuela, who met Rizal when he was still studying a medical course at the STEM University of Santo Tomas. Valenzuela was the next-door neighbor of Rizal when he stayed in the house of Doña Concha Livia in Intramuros. Even without a special occasion, Rizal would always visit Valenzuela's home and impress her family with his cleverness and sleight of hand tricks. And Rizal was strongly attached to Valenzuela and pursued her by sending love letters with invisible ink that can only read when it is heated over a candle or lamp. Rumor has it that Rizal used the invisible ink because he was courting Leonor Rivera at that time. So Rizal was a two-timer. Actually, their relationship was not too serious since Urang entertained another guy and also Rizal is busy with Rivera. So that's not a big deal by the way. And the third is Leonor Rivera. Leonor was the daughter of a cousin of Rizal's father, making her Rizal's cousin and his childhood sweetheart. So she was Rizal's sweetheart for 11 years, played the greatest influence in keeping him from falling in love with other women during his travel. So Leonor was 13-year-old when she met the 18-year-old Rizal at the boarding house of Rizal's uncle in Intramuros. Rivera was described by Rizal as a charming woman with a beautiful singing voice and good piano skills. Since Rizal traveled to other countries, they continued their love story by sending letters. But, just like the first and the second love story of Rizal, his relationship with Leonor ended sadly because the mother of Leonor Rivera disapproved of the relationship, saying that Rizal was a filibuster or a freebooter. Every time there are letters from Rizal to Leonor, the mother of Rivera tries her best to hide the letter so that Leonor can't read it. Her mother did the same thing to Rizal. She kept the letters hidden so that Rizal also couldn't read them. After many months without contacting each other because the mother of Leonor hid the letters, Leonor believed that Rizal had forgotten her, and that time Leonor agreed to marry the Englishman Henry Keeping, a British engineer who helped to build the Manila-Dagupan railway system, and the choice of her mother. Rivera died on August 28, 1893, shortly after giving birth to her second child with Keeping. In addition, some historians believe that Rizal immortalized Rivera through Maria Clara's character in Noli Me Tangere.
Consuelo Ortiga y Ri is one of the prettier daughter of Don Pablo. Consuelo Ortiga is we have Best Dedicated Poem. The Ortega family was residents in Madrid frequented by Rizal and his patriots. But he probably, Consuelo Ortega is apparently asked him for a romantic verses, but he suddenly backed out before the relationship for a turned serious romance. Leonor Rivera is not destroyed the here friendship, but Eduardo de Liti who in love with Consuelo. O.C. San is one of Japanese samurai daughter. They taught Rizal Japanese arts of painting known as somi, and she helped Rizal to improve his knowledge of Japanese language. Rizal is a man that without a patriotic mission, but he married the one lovely and intelligent woman, and he lived a stable and happy life with her in Japan, become a Spanish legation as we can offered her a lucrative job.
Gertrude Beckett. While Rizal was in London, he boarded the house of the Beckett family within walking distance of the British Museum. Gertrude, a blue-eyed and a bosom girl, was the oldest of the three Beckett daughters. She fell in love with Rizal. Tote helped him in his painting and sculpture, but Rizal accidentally left London for Paris to avoid Gertrude, who was seriously in love with him. Before leaving London, he was able to finish the group carving of the Beckett sisters. He gave a group carving to Gertrude as a sign of their belief relationship.
Nellie Bousted. Nellie Bousted is also called Nellie, was the younger of the two pretty daughters of the wealthy businessman Eduardo Bousted. She is a highly educated, cheerful, athletic, and morally upright young woman. She is Rizal's fourth girlfriend, and the relationship is crazy love triangle. Remember that famous time when Antonio Luna and Jose Rizal almost got into a duel because of a girl? The girl in the middle of that madness was Nellie Bousted. Rizal and Nellie met in Biarritz, where Nellie's wealthy family hosted Rizal's stay at their residence. But before Rizal staying in Biarritz, he already made friends with the Bousted family a few years back, and even played fencing with Nellie and her sister. During his stay at the beautiful Biarritz vacation home, Rizal learned of Leonor Rivera's engagement and thought of pursuing a romantic relationship with Nellie. As Nellie had long been infatuated to Rizal, she reciprocated his affection, and they officially became an item. Although they seemed like the ideal couple, but marriage for Rizal was not meant to be, for the reason that Nellie's mother did not think Rizal had the resources to be a good provider for her daughter, and secondly, Nellie wanted Rizal to convert into Protestantism, which Rizal refused. But their friendship must have been strong enough because the breakup between the very civil and educated couple was far from bitter, as the two parted as friends after all the dramas. Suzanne Jacobi. Suzanne Jacobi is a Belgian lady whom Rizal met when he was 29. Suzanne is a young 18-year-old niece of the Jacobi sisters, whose Rizal's landladies in Brussels, Belgium. Suzanne is also called La Petite or Little Suzanne. Rizal was only 29 years old when he left Paris, which had become expensive for him. Rizal had to save money, especially his own family had not sent him any allowance, so Rizal moved to Brussels in February of 1890. In Rizal's 6-month stay in the boarding house, Suzanne got to know and was attracted to the skillful and enigmatic Filipino doctor. Jose Rizal might have had a somewhat romantic intimacy with Suzanne. Presumably, Suzanne and Rizal had together enjoyed the merriments of Belgium's summertime festival of 1890 with its multicolored costumes, animated floats, and lively crowds. But the relationship was most likely not that serious, as Rizal did not mention about Suzanne in his letters to his intimate friends. Historically, his affair with Suzanne could not possibly blossom, as Rizal that time was busy writing the El Feli, contributing for La Solidaridad, and worrying for his family as regards the worsening Calamba agrarian trouble. In August 1890, he left Belgium and gave the young Suzanne a box of chocolates. When Rizal left Brussels, Suzanne's dream was to follow him and to travel with the Filipino lover boy who was always in her thoughts. Josephine Bracken, or Marie Josephine Leopoldine Bracken, was the common-law wife of Rizal. She was born in Victoria Barracks in Hong Kong to Irish parents. Josephine was only 18 years old when Rizal met her and fell in love with her. Josephine was the adopted daughter of Mr. and Mrs. George Topher. In the last days of February 1895, while still in the Pitan, Rizal met Josephine Bracken. Rizal was physically attracted to her and courted her. She was petite, and her blue eyes and brown hair indicated her Irish ancestry. She was not the woman of remarkable beauty, but her charm nevertheless captivated him. She also fell for him, and the romance between Rizal, who was 34, and Josephine, who was just 18, started. But Rizal's family suspected Josephine is an agent of the friars and considered Josephine as a threat to Rizal's security. In Manila, Josephine had to stay in the house of Rizal's sister Narcisa, who was the one closest to her in the family of Rizal. On the very day of Rizal's execution, it was reported that 2 or 1 hour before the execution, he and Josephine Bracken were married in a Catholic ceremony officiated by Father Vicente Balaguer. After Rizal's death, Josephine Bracken left Manila right after 3 days because Rizal's family didn't like her. She went to Cavite and joined the revolution, wherein she cared for wounded and sick.
So, to sum up, Segunda Katigbak was Rizal's first love, and Leonor Valenzuela was Rizal's private and secret love. Rizal's longest relationship was with Leonor Rivera and his first engagement. Rizal gave up Consuelo Ortega for his friend Eduardo, who deeply in love with Consuelo. Rizal was love at first sight with Uzi San, but Rizal did not marry her because he has mission of his country. Gertrude Beckett was seriously in love with Rizal, but Rizal did not take her seriously. And Rizal failed to propose Nelly Vosted because he refused to be converted to the Protestant faith as commanded by Nelly. Rizal and Suzanne Jacobi had a happy love story, but at the end, they were just friends. Josephine Bracken was Rizal's wife before his execution. That's the end of our discussion. We hope you learned from it. You learn how to sacrifice love for the country. And that's all, and thank you.